Hey guys, it's another wonderful day at the Roy Durham Show. So today I want to talk about a brief topic. The topic today is why you shouldn't punch a Nazi or why smashing fascists is actually a fascist thing to do. So okay, get this image in your mind here. You're back in high school all over again. You're a nerd, okay? You're that science guy that no one who's a jock likes. They grab a hold of you, they shove you in the locker. You know why? Because they don't like the way you look. They don't like the way you sound. They don't like your pocket protector, okay? Let's say you're a gay guy, and it's 1980 all over again. And you're trying to go ahead and say, hey guys, I want to be honest and truthful about myself here. This is how I really, really feel. Well, then all of a sudden a bunch of stupid rednecks come up and they beat the crap out of you because you're gay. Well, that's pretty stupid. That's terrible. How horrible is that? Okay. One more example. One more example here. Let's say that you feel that there's a sense of persecution in your community. That for whatever reason you feel that there is an increase in police brutality. That you think that there's a genuine sense here that it's not safe to be you. Let's say you're in the black community. Hint, hint, hint. Uh, and you go out and you do a protest. You do your marches, and then late at night, a SWAT car rolls up to your property, and you know what they do. Story writes itself. Uh, but basically, guys, I mean, it's not too far off when you have some punk kid who runs up to some other dude, or girl, or gal, or whatever you want, and they just swing at them right in the face. Okay? Just right there. Bam! And we should never encourage this, guys. Now, most of my audience here, they're going to be of the thinking sort. Majority of the people here, they're probably going to say, dude, it's Roy, they're Nazis. We're not advocating hurting people who are conservative leaning. We're not advocating hurting people who just think differently from. We're talking about just like punching Nazis. You play video games, don't you, Roy? Hey, what about shooting Nazi zombies? What about that, huh? Okay, guys, here's the problem here. I know you don't see any harm in it. I know you don't really intend any harm in it. You're probably the sort of person, if you're listening to this podcast right now, you're not really that person that would go off and swing at someone because you disagree with them. But you know what? The people who do that stuff are the people who actually listen to this kind of talk radio, okay? They're the knuckle draggers of society. They're the ones who are looking for an excuse to wallop someone. They're looking for a reason. They want the consent from society, those knuckle draggers, to start wailing on people at lib. Okay? The knuckle dragger that beat up the gay people is going to be the same person who's going to be looking for a reason to beat up someone because they've been labeled as an other in society. Okay? That knuckle dragger that goes up and beats up people because for whatever reason he doesn't like or she doesn't like the way their skin color is, that's the knuckle dragger the rest of us have got to worry about. Now, I know you don't intend to do this, most likely because you're the intellectual kind of person that wants to listen to this kind of stuff, that talks about these kind of events. But the knuckle dragger doesn't care. The knuckle dragger, they just want consent to beat the crap out of people. That's all they want to do. And this isn't just guys here, it's girls too, okay? Smash 'em Rob and beat 'em up Betty. Dude, they're knuckle draggers. They don't really care if someone's actually a Nazi or not. They just need an excuse from the whole society. And this is where me and you come in, us intellectuals, us people here who actually think before we act, okay? When we say things that it's okay to punch a Nazi, that's a signal to the knuckle dragger of society that wants to hurt people, that wants to attack people. When it's okay to attack a person, when society says it's okay, those people go for the throat. Okay? Now, you probably aren't the person that kind of advocates for the murder of a random individual. You probably don't advocate for gang beatings. You probably don't advocate for a random assault. You probably don't advocate for knife attacks or gun attacks. I'm willing to bet that that's true. But you know what? When you advocate randomly punching people because of their political ideology, because it's a little saltier than yours maybe because you don't like the way they sound or the way they talk. When you advocate that, you more or less give the green light for all those things of the knuckle dragger variety. Okay? The knuckle dragger already now knows it's okay to punch a Nazi. So you know what they're going to do? They're going to take a can of pepper spray, they're going to jump out in the crowd, and they're going to start pepper spraying people right in the face, just like the damn cops did back in the early 2000s when they were protesting, when they did that to protesters who were trying to fight against the war. But, you know what else they're going to do? They're going to go ahead and they're going to capture people, hold them in for weeks on end, and they're going to beat the crap out of that guy. And they're going to torture him, they're going to do everything that's sadistic, because the knuckle draggers got the okay from the rest of society that it's alright to beat up people, it's alright to hit them in the face. If it's okay to do that, what else is it okay to do? What else is it okay for me to do to this person that's been labeled an other in society? You see, the real fascist here is the person who wants to silence free speech. It could be very venomous. You know, I'll tell you now, there's like this famous legal case back in the 1970s, headed by the ACLU, and the lawyer there, he was a Jewish man. Okay, this is an important story, guys. So the lawyer here, he defended the right of neo-Nazis to actually march on this Holocaust survivor community. Now, in today's worldview, that's unthinkable. Why would you do this? This is horrible. This is such an evil thing. How can we allow this in our society? Back then, in the 1970s, they said, you know what, as hard as it is, we have to kind of stomach it because it's First Amendment free speech. Because of things like that, because of cases like that, because of the demonstration events like that, people are allowed to have gay pride marches. Well, what was accomplished by the gay pride marches? Raising awareness that, hey, there are some people here who are a little queer here in society, and we should still care about them and love them. We shouldn't count them as another. Because we allowed the Nazis to march, we now should allow the gay people to march. You know what the gay people accomplished? Well, last I checked, gay marriage is now legal nationwide. Okay, so that's how we went from allowing Nazis to march, all of a sudden gay marriage being legal now. But this is what happens in a society that allows for strong debate. This is what society allows for when you actually have free speech. When people don't have to live in fear or terror that someone out of the dark of night is going to come up and beat the crap out of them, or stab them, or shoot them because they disagree with what's considered normal. Because we don't have to worry about that. We get to have these rights. But when you give the permission slip to the knuckle dragger of society that's looking for the excuse to hurt people, to attack people, to assault people, when you go along with the joke that it's okay to punch people because of their political ideology, because they're Nazis. Hint, guys, there's like maybe less than 10,000 Nazis in America. You mean to tell me that random person on the street you picked out of nowhere is an actual Nazi unless they identify as such? They're probably not a Nazi, because the only people who I know who are open Nazis are people who say that they're Nazis. Okay, it's extremely rare in this country for people to be Nazis. And let's say that was the case. You still don't want to advocate for that person's beating, because guess what that's going to do? It's going to solidify their viewpoint. They're going to know that they're an other, and they're going to go ahead and spread their other disease to other people. Which means they're going to do everything they can to grow their ranks. Anyone who might be slightly sympathetic is going to see that and say that maybe that's okay. Maybe they're right, because you had all these people here attacking this person. So maybe what we ought to do then is take a step back and ask ourselves, do we really want to attack random people because they don't believe as we do? Well, I'll tell you right now, guys, I don't find that joke funny, because I know what's going to happen. People are going to get hurt. When people get hurt, well, free speech dies a little bit more. And we can't have that. That was just a short podcast here by the Roy Durham Show, guys. Good looking at you. See you guys in the future. Bye.